Welcome back. The NTSB is continuing their investigation this morning into what led to an Air Canada jet carrying over 70 people to collide with a fire truck. The collision severed the cockpit, killing the pilot and co-pilot and injuring 41 of the 72 passengers.
A controller gave the fire truck permission to cross the active runway, but then ordered it to stop. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says that the LaGuardia Tower is well staffed, but he didn't say how many controllers were on duty at the time of the crash.
Bringing back our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, now we know this is still an active investigation and maybe for quite a while until they go through the voice recorder and everything else. Yep. And we're not here to point fingers, but people automatically start talking going, well, they want to blame someone, right?
Right.
Both the plane and the fire truck were cleared. So as an attorney, what do you start looking at?
I mean, you obviously are going to work backwards and try to first look at this report. You want to see what they say. NTSB's report will be crucial. It's not mandatory to go forward with litigation, but it would make sense to wait to see what the report says, because then you can at least attempt to work backwards, because right now you're all speculative, it's all guessing, you're assuming and without making any sure facts. But let me go back a couple steps. Where can your potential claims be? That's the first step. We are a very, very litigious society. We talk about it here a number of times. You say people want to try to point fingers, and I think that's what grieving process does for individuals. Sometimes folks are looking for answers, and answers are often found in lawsuits. And it sometimes rehashes the wounds from these type of incidents, but sometimes they bring closure. And for whatever you're looking for as a litigant, you most of the time will find it going through that route. Do you have a claim against an airline? I mean, they owe you a duty, breach, causation, and damages aspect like any other tort claim. An airline owes you the highest duty, right? If you're attempting to sue the government, getting around that Federal Torts Claim Act, specifically the immunity component of it, is going to be hard. Unless they waive immunity, getting over that is often impossible. Not that it doesn't happen, but it's extremely rare to happen.
And we talk about that David and Goliath situation all the time. So, saying that the airline did everything they were supposed to do, traffic or ATC did everything they were supposed to do, ground control did what they were supposed to do, but it's an individual who just makes a mistake.
Yeah.
What does that claim look like?
And that's what I was going to say. Sometimes you have a scenario where that everyone did do what they were supposed to do, and so it's still going to come down to the C aspect of the A, B, C, Ds of tort. That A is the duty, B is a breach, and then C is causation. But for the action, this would not have occurred. And so, yes, if everyone did their job, but there was some human error there, that could be that but-for causation, that's what caused the accident to occur. Obviously, we're talking about two individuals that lost their life, 40-plus individuals that were injured, some with significant injuries. So there will be potential claims brought from anyone. I mean, you could have the two wrongful death claims from the states, but then you could have anyone that was injured as a result of just being on the flight that could bring a claim as well. The individuals that were driving the truck, that they're just getting out of the hospital. I mean, there are claims across the board. Working backwards is the best way I can say it, and waiting. No one wants to hear that, but that's extremely important. You rush to file a lawsuit, and then that report comes out and it finds that, hey, well, actually, this is what occurred. Yeah, you can amend your complaint, but it's hard to walk some of that back.
Khalif, I kind of got a twofer for you. One, we hear on the recordings there that the air traffic controller says, I messed up. What does that do in terms of a lawsuit and evidence potentially against him? But then also, even though Sean Duffy said LaGuardia is fully staffed, we still know it was his voice on both ground control and apparently also giving commands to the planes coming in. What if he says, look, we're understaffed. At that time, we were understaffed.
Yep.
I was doing way too much. I was overworked. Does he have a claim against them saying, but for you guys staffing it correctly, I wouldn't be in this situation?
Yeah, I think that all of those points you raised are avenues that this could go. And so you asked a portion about his statements being used against him. Likely and ultimately, if there is a lawsuit, his statements will be replayed over and over again in depositions when they're talking directly to him in court, if this actually gets there in front of a jury, being able to hear his words, because you can't really beat your own words. If that's you on there, and now we're saying was your causation component, well, right here, you just heard him say, I messed up. That's going to be hard to overcome that, but it also opens up the door for Federal Torts Claims Acts. Most of the time, the government will only waive immunity if there is wrongdoing by an actor that works for the government. So this individual, that statement could potentially open the door for them. And in terms of getting the recourse back, yes, say if he is potentially found liable in a claim, he could countersue and or bring a claim against the government and say, listen, I was overworked, I was underpaid, I was overstaffed, we were only supposed to be working 10 hours, you had me working 14. Those types of things will be what he'd be able to point to. Is called subrogation. Okay, I've been found guilty here or liable here, but I want to recoup the money that I'm supposed to pay from you all because you're now responsible for putting me in this position. That is going to be harder for him to bring a claim against them, but I can tell you his words will open the door for a claim under the FTCA for sure.
All right, Khalif, thank you for that update. Appreciate it.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.